I like your new shirt. It's a good color on you. What do the feelers do better than you?
Pick out shirts.
No. Process their emotions so they can actually live longer. That's my assumption.
Sounds fake.
It's like, wait a minute. All that shoving of your emotions, that doesn't go well over time.
Doesn't seem rational to me.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if you don't resolve emotions, which is kind of obvious stuff, there are actual life-threatening issues that can happen. Migraines, muscle knots.
I definitely get a lot of those.
You'll even get it after stressful events.
I really do. The Reiki people or like acupuncture people talk about stuff like this.
Yes.
Like your negative vibes, your emotions go into your body and you get all sick.
Yeah, and shedding emotional tears, it releases stress hormones and gets your oxytocin and endorphins going.
That makes sense.
There's some reasons for you to actually cry, because I needed some science to help me, why am I doing this?
It's funny, but it's true.
Bronnie, where we're doing her for the class, Bronnie has FE. I want to talk about, she accepts that pain happens. So this is the amazing thing that she has been able to process as somebody that was savior FE. You have to be realistic and let the negative emotions out. Let's take a look.
Oh, we got a clip?
If I bump my hands, it's like I've broken a finger. It will ache. The slightest bump will make me ache for about 3 or 4 hours. So yesterday I bumped it in the slightest way and it killed, and I swore my guts out. I wasn't positive. I let my feelings out. And this is a big part of staying positive, is actually allowing the other feelings to come up and out and be released. And sometimes I'm fine and I just get on with acceptance. And other days I have grief, like heartbroken grief, where I just think, I cannot believe this is my journey, that I can't play guitar. So, I let those feelings out when it comes up, and I can feel sad and sorry for myself for a little while, because if we don't, then we don't let that sadness out or that grief out. So rather than dwell in the grief of it, then I have compassion and think, I'm so sorry you have to go through that, Bronnie. And I do, but I have compassion as well. And it's crap, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely crap some days. But part of it is an attitude that I want to look on the bright side of life. The Monty Python, always look on the bright side of life. So, I do want to look on the bright side of life. But I'm also very realistic, and I let those feelings out. Like, I'll swear if I've hurt my hand and I'm really, and it has to be, I can't just say ouch, if it's so bad that I have to let out a few F words or whatever else I do. So I express my feelings. I have my grief with my music. I let those feelings out. But it's always a choice to come back.
Take a look at that. She's even in that moment expressing the emotions and letting it out right there.
Just emotional spectrum, too fast overload.
How are you doing that? Going from I'm literally crying, pulling it back in, and now I'm singing.
The only way I can make sense of it if I leverage the math off of TE. Like, if you look at us going through a string of ideas, we can jump from good ideas to bad ideas to your idea to my idea super fast, where the TI is like, but my idea was, why are we,
Yeah, I saw her doing that. I'm like, oh man, I got to be crying at stupid shit more.
Right.
Okay. All right. That's a game I have to play now. I'm now responsible.
Right. Well.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to also show Jason Wilson.
Here we go, yeah.
This guy's actually Dave. So he's Savior F5.
That doesn't look anything like me. Maybe his goofy eyes. And his bulbous head shaped. And his silly ass smile. Other than that,
and also his really cool jujitsu moves or whatever he does, kung fu.
Taekwondo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He does like the Steven Seagal style.
I know.
Anyways, enough about you. Let's get on with this.
Also, with Savior Feeling is responsible for processing emotions.
Right.
The way he talks about it is that it's important to introspectively confront and conquer your fears with composure, get that emotional check-in.
His feelings are where they should be. Inside.
Right.
As a little boy, men don't cry. Sit up. Real men don't cry. Real men don't cry. The first thing I heard you say, it's okay to cry.
Well, I mean, for me, when I studied tears, reflex tears is when we cry when something gets into our eyes. They're 98% water. When we cry from emotional stress or emotional tears, they also contain stress hormones. So to tell a boy not to cry, you're asking him to emotionally implode. And he's actually emotionally incarcerated, so you wonder why their parents are sagging. They lost hope. You know, boys are being expected to be admonished for not being men, but there's not a man there patiently teaching them how to be one. The goal is to allow them to face their unresolved anger, lack of focus, their mother wound, their father wound, but teach them how to introspectively confront and conquer them with composure. And so we use the introspective way of teaching martial arts so that they don't be so concerned with fighting what's opposing them outside, but more so focused what happens on the inside.
That's powerful.
So a lot of times we get recruits that are bullied and want to learn how to defend themselves, but I say you can't defend what hasn't been disciplined. At the beginning of each class, we have a session where we call emotional check-in, where they sit down and identify emotions that they're feeling. And then we have to identify, is this emotion legitimate or not? And so the casting down or putting away is the emotion that's not good for us. So just say, coming here, I felt a little nervous, like I don't like public speaking or being on TV. But that emotion of being nervous couldn't serve me or master me in this moment. So I cast that emotion down and embrace being excited, optimistic, and being honored to be here.
So what I was seeing from that clip is like a lot of introspective. You have attaching introspective to feelings and how they're internal. And it's fascinating. Like if you're talking to her, you're going to be getting a different approach of like they're a little bit more extroverted. You rifle through your tool set, changing your emotions quickly, and these are tied to identity.
Right.
It's fascinating. Like we're seeing different leaders attracting different people. Like if you're more FE, this is going to make more sense. If you're more FI, this is going to make more sense.
Yes.
And then if you're a teacher with a student, like why isn't this kid getting it? Well, you might have a crosswire there.
Right,
you know?
right. Just from me on the outside of like learning responsibility for emotions is like demons take just as much time as the saviors to dial in. And then also getting conscious of the feelings, creating a log or whatever it is, accepting the bad with the good and growth mindset. Bronnie does that really well. Choosing the emotions that will serve your mission. Like that was life-changing.